Okay, it's 6/14/2013. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. And I'm predicting right now that gang stalking, oh my god. This video is being made right now. I just showed you a video picture of my cell phone which shows the date and time. And I'm making this video for prediction reasons. As a result of being a target, victim, and activist concerning the crimes of what is known as gang stalking, which is also actually, it's actually organized stalking, which is actually organized community-based harassment, but it can also be termed as gang stalking. As a result of being a target, victim, and activist of this crime, what I do is make video predictions concerning how I'm going to be harassed along my routes, or also predictions concerning how possible events could be transpire around me. Now this video actually stands the test of time for any date. It doesn't matter if it happens today, tomorrow, next week, next month, 2 months down the road, 3, 4, 5, or 6 months down the road. Because once you're picked as a target of these crimes, it doesn't stop. Because they have motivations and aspirations for you. And then also, over time, as the campaign is being brought about towards you, especially targets like me, who have undisputable proof concerning who's involved and who's been used, you better be darn sure that they're going to make sure that they just bide their time, okay? See, in organized stalking expeditions, what they do is that they harass you every day, everywhere you go, through creative, overt means, like constantly repeating certain words or phrases around you, like gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalker. Just like that, literally, around me everywhere I go. Now, right now as I'm making this video, my tape recorder is running. So the verbal statements I'm making in this video are actually being recorded on this as well. Now, I wear this digital tape recorder with me every single day, running on full powered batteries, and its operations are working just great. Okay, it's not even that old. So, once I leave here, on any date, every date, including today's date, okay, if these words are said around me, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalker, gang stalk, oh my god, this tape recorder will pick it up. Now you can clearly see I'm nowhere at UCSD, I'm not at any grocery store or any other type of business, okay, I'm not on any bus or trolley. You can clearly see that I am nowhere near, well, you can clearly see that I'm not in a building, we'll put it to you at least that way, okay? And I can prove where I'm at if I ever have to over time. Okay? So here's the thing. If I'm at this location, and I just showed you a picture of my cell phone which showed the date and time, which this tape recorder runs on date and time, and then I leave here and go about my day, bother no one, and my behavior is totally appropriate every place I go for the whole duration of the time that I spent at any place I go. And if I'm not a threat to myself or others, which I'm not, okay, if these words are said around me, how do they know where I'm at to have these people get around me and say these words? They're sensitization methods using the direct conversation tactic of organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, where they sensitize targets to specific words or phrases, and then they just basically, through the tracking of a target, which can also be achieved by using a cell phone as a GPS tracker, or possibly even if you have a microchip in your license. And that can be Googled in reference to how states are now putting microchips in people's driver's licenses and using them as GPS trackers. Yes. A person sent me some information concerning that. As a result of the tracking of a target, they know when a target is stationary or mobile. As a result, they then place the people that they have that they have selected to use for the day to get around the target, wherever a target's at, and repeat these words or phrases. That in turn makes them feel stalked because they got to know where you're at to do it, and harassed as a result. Now what you got to understand here is that when these people do this around me, they do it constantly. I can be sitting at a computer terminal for 2 hours, and it's said non-stop around me for 2 hours. From a distance. They only take like a few second break or a couple minute break, and then they'll go back and do it again, non-stop. Then I get up to go have a cigarette, take a break, and go to the bathroom, and it's set around me where I go to the bathroom at and where I take my cigarette break at. Yes, it's done around me on bus stops, bus routes, trolley stations, trolley routes, all businesses in the same exact way. This is also being said around me in order to remind me consciously and even unconsciously, because when you're a victim of a crime, okay, and you're literally having the name of the crime being repeated around you everywhere you go, your brain is absorbing this shit. Let me give you an example. And you can Google this example. You can go to Google and type in, this is concerning what happened to a gang stalking victim. A girl was raped, and as she was raped, they shoved a sock in her mouth. They shoved the sock in her mouth. Then they got along all of her routes and threw socks along all of her paths to remind her about the rape and to intimidate her concerning going to the police concerning it. They even used business employees to approach her with packages of socks and state to her, did you forget your socks? Did you forget these? Did you want to buy these? Did you forget these? Yes, that's achieved through the community notification, which is attached to gang stalking, and that's a law enforcement tool in reference to how they can get the business community on board in these campaigns. So their whole goal was to rape her, shove socks in her mouth as they were raping her, to associate the socks to the rape, and then get along her routes on a daily basis and throw socks along her path everywhere she went to remind her about the rape. The socks are now associated to the rape, and so now every time she sees socks, she thinks about the rape. And so what they're doing with me is getting along all my routes and saying gang stalking, gang stalker, oh my God, gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my God. Now, how is the word oh my God associated to this campaign concerning me? And since they know I discovered what gang stalking was in reference to how that's actually the crime that's happening to me and has been happening to me for openly now for the last 11 years, online on June 9, 2009 in a separate state, they just want to make sure that these things remain in my conscious forefront on a daily basis to remind me that I'm a victim of the crime by getting around me and literally repeating the name of it to make sure that I know that I'm being stalked, tracked, and harassed. And this is not the only thing that happens to targets. They also stage events. They also use physical gestures, even specific sounds that they'll sensitize a target to. You've got to thoroughly research sensitization. Now, I'm not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever. I'm not involved in any criminal activity. I'm not crazy in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not a threat to myself or others. But you know what they literally do? Let me tell you what they pulled the other day at UCSD. They got a girl to sit across from me on 3 separate occasions in one area. When I was using a computer, it was at computer terminal. And when she sat, they made sure they had her sit across from me to where I could see her. And she was doing this periodically and then saying, oh my God, doing these things and then saying, oh my God. And this was done to anchor the association in my mind that she has been selected to harass me. Then I get up from the computer terminal and I go to the Burger King inside of the Price Center at UCSD. She'd follow me there. Then 2 to 3 days later, she comes up to me while I'm minding my own business at a computer terminal telling me that I shouldn't be using a computer that is dedicated to students only. Well, for one, how did she know that I wasn't a student? Then she started saying, if you don't get up, then maybe you should think about what you're doing, because if you don't get up, other students that really need to be using these computers because finals are going on, if you don't get up, there could be a problem. I said, well, maybe you should call campus safety. Then she went and sat back down and started conversing with other people who were engaging in gang stalking physical gestures. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments. Do it. Then look at what's in the description of that YouTube video, another video showing me describing what I was putting up with 2 months prior before I caught those 3 teenagers admitting to what they admitted to on a bus. Yes, and the same exact physical gestures are being used around me also along all my routes, as I'm hearing gang stalking by the people who are saying it. So all you have to do is cross-reference the published dates of those videos to the statements to the proof, and you'll be able to see that what those 3 teenagers admitted to was concerning what I made that video about. Okay. Now, as far as this goes, and then, so what she tried to do was try to make it appear, so I got up, when I went to go leave my computer station, I got up and I said, I go, what makes you think I'm not a student? And you know what she said? She goes, you're scaring me. You're scaring me, to try and get other students to notice what was going on, even though she was already talking about it out loud before I approached her, to get other students to pay attention to me. Their whole goal is to try and create an environment that the target is the problem by things they say, after the target has already been made aware that this person who's doing this has already harassed them with gang stalking tactics. This is done in order to be able to influence the perceptions of everybody around the target, that the target's the problem, even though they're the ones who are creating this problem. Yes, they're called street theaters and gang stalking expeditions. I've already made a video about it, and I'm trying to upload it today. And this occurred inside the UCSD Price Center, right in front of their video cameras. Okay? These people are directly connected to human trafficking rings, sexual servitude rings, prostitution rings, brutal assaults. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on MTS bus. Yes. Then MTS sent me an altered video of it. Yeah. So then she associates herself to the campaign 2 and 3 days before this incident occurred, and then she tries to make it appear that she's afraid of me because I approached her and said, "What makes you think I'm not a student?" As soon as I approached her and said that, she goes, "You're scaring me." And she said it loud enough for other students to hear it, because she wants to try and reverse the perception about what's really going on, so 2 or 3 minutes later, one of them can call the campus safety. They come, and they say, "What are you doing here? Are you a student?" Do you see how this works? They're working with campus safety. And gang stalking is directly connected to campus safety. I just made a video about it 4 days before this happened and uploaded it. Okay? So what it basically is a street theater brought about in front of one of their video cameras in order to make it appear that I'm a problem and that she had a reason to approach me. And then when I approached her and said, "How do you know I'm not, if I'm a student or not?" She said, "You're scaring me," out loud for everybody to hear. Yes. Do you see how they operate? They want to reverse the perception about what's really going on by staging an event, acting a certain way, and reversing the perception about what's really going on. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how they work. All right, I got to go. I'm in San Diego, California. So we're going to see if any kind of incident happens around me, concerning me, about me, towards me, or against me. They can use one person who's harassed me on 1 week or 1 month or 2 months before, and then bring that same person in at a CBS and cause a problem. And they won't gaslight me on that occasion the problem's transpiring, because they know that the memory's been associated in my mind that this person's been used before. They try to provoke targets is what they try to do. And I'm not giving an extremely good example right now because I'm a little bit pressured mentally to get the hell out of here. I got to start my day. But understand this and be clear. Look in the videos that are in this blog, and you will see that I'm telling you the truth. I got to go. My name is Leslie Williams. Let's see if any incident happens towards me, concerning me, about me, or against me that produces me being banned from a business, being given a ticket, or even being arrested. And this definitely includes UCSD 100%. I don't care who's involved. I don't care who acts as a witness or how many witnesses there are, because these are what is known as organized stalking, gang stalking, street theaters, staged events in order to stage the result. They frame the situation to frame the result. Alright, I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day. Oh, and make sure and understand this. If gang stalking and oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, is said around me today, it'll be caught on this tape recorder. I have over 600 audio files of this tactic being utilized around me at places that I went to, and before I went to those places, I predicted in a video, just like I'm making right now, that I'd hear it before I got there. Okay, that's why I show you a picture of my cell phone, which shows the date and time. This tape recorder is running by date and time. If it happens once I leave here and it's caught, it'll show that I was stalked to these places, because this tape recorder will reflect a later time on the same date. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how I prove what's happening to me. And I got at least 100 audio files of it happening towards me on UCSD campus, including in the Price Center. I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and thank you for listening.